Kane Sterling carried a quiet weight few could comprehend. Born into a distinguished family with decades of public service heritage, he had been groomed for responsibility from childhood, calm, disciplined, and impeccably reserved. He moved through formal occasions with steady poise and measured speech. He never indulged in frivolous words or casual intimacy, maintaining a rigorous code of conduct in both work and daily life. To the people around him, he was dignified, distant, and unshakable, a man bound by duty, reputation, and the unspoken rules of his circle. His life was orderly, restrained, and devoid of trivial warmth, as every choice he made bore the scrutiny of countless eyes. Ilara Foss was gentle, clear-minded, and quietly resilient. Raised in a humble, scholarly family, she possessed a calm temperament and a sincere heart. Free from the vanity and scheming of elite social circles, she worked as a public policy researcher, devoting herself to sorting out grassroots public data and polishing practical social service plans. She attended few banquets, refused utilitarian social interactions, and only focused on her own down-to-earth work and peaceful life. She had long known of Kane Sterling's reputation, a towering, untouchable figure in the public service field, but she never sought to approach him, nor did she covet the resources and status behind his name. Their first intersection arose from a municipal public welfare project. Ilara's research team was responsible for sorting out resident demand data, while Kane served as the overall person in charge of the project. At the first project seminar, countless staff members spoke cautiously, afraid of making mistakes in front of the rigorous young leader. Only Ilara spoke frankly and objectively, pointing out the practical loopholes in the current plan, putting forward targeted improvement suggestions based on real grassroots survey data, and analyzing the difficulties and implementation details in a precise and down-to-earth manner. Kane had long been accustomed to flattery and perfunctory reports, but Ilara's sincerity, professionalism, and fearless straightforwardness left a deep impression on him. She did not cater to power, did not exaggerate achievements, and only spoke for the most authentic public demands. After the meeting, many colleagues rushed to greet him, while Ilara packed up her materials and prepared to leave quietly. It was then that Kane took the initiative to stop her for the first time. His tone was calm and formal, yet faintly serious. Your analysis is accurate and practical. Continue with this standard for the follow-up work. This simple affirmation opened a subtle tacit connection between them. In the frequent project cooperation that followed, Kane gradually discovered Ilara's unique strengths. She was meticulous in work, persistent in research, and never slackened in trivial details. Even when facing heavy workloads and unreasonable doubts, she always adhered to her principles and completed every task steadily. Different from the people around him who chased interests and curried favor, Ilara's persistence was pure and firm, shining softly in the complicated and restrained circle. As the project advanced steadily, unexpected public opinion turmoil suddenly broke out. Due to the adjustment of partial policy details, external rumors spread rapidly, distorting the original intention of the public welfare project and triggering widespread public discussion. Many people blindly questioned the project's rationality, and some malicious accounts even fabricated false information to discredit the team's work. Under huge public pressure, many team members began to hesitate and evade responsibility, worried that the turmoil would affect their personal reputations and future development. The whole team fell into low morale and panic. Faced with the surging public opinion crisis, Kane remained calm and decisive as always. He took the initiative to take full responsibility for all project adjustments and external doubts, never shifting pressure to his subordinates. He worked overtime day and night to sort out complete policy basis, project data, and grassroots survey records, preparing for official public response. What moved him silently was Ilara's persistence in the crisis. She did not shrink back because of public opinion pressure, nor did she follow the crowd to shirk responsibility. Instead, she took the initiative to stay up late to sort out detailed real cases, verify every data point one by one, and sort out a clear and intuitive public explanation document. She told Kane firmly that genuine grassroots work was worthy of being treated sincerely, and all rumors would eventually be dispelled by facts. During those difficult days of coping with the crisis, the two cooperated tacitly day and night. Kane was responsible for overall decision-making and external response, while Alara sorted out internal details and factual basis. In the quiet late-night office, away from the formal restraints of daily work, Kane slowly let go of his usual dignified disguise. He rarely took the initiative to talk about his inner pressure, mentioning that he had been bearing countless expectations and restrictions since childhood. Every step he took needed to be rigorous and perfect, and he had never dared to have trivial weaknesses or personal emotions. Alara listened quietly and comforted him gently but firmly. She told him that responsibility never meant forcing oneself to be flawless, and a sincere heart was far more precious than a perfect external image. Her calm understanding and unreserved trust dispelled the long-standing heaviness in Kane's heart. For the first time in his life, he felt that he did not need to be always strong and dignified, and there was someone who could see his tiredness and persistence behind his identity. With the joint efforts of the two, the official response was released smoothly. Complete and true data and detailed practical cases quickly dispelled public rumors, and the project was recognized and supported by the public again. The crisis was perfectly resolved, and the whole team breathed a sigh of relief. After the storm, the subtle feelings between Kane and Alara became clearer and deeper. After the public opinion crisis passed, their working relationship became more tacit, and their private interactions gradually broke through the rigid formal boundaries. Kane was still dignified and rigorous in public occasions, abiding by all norms and principles, maintaining his consistent, steady image, but in private, he would unconsciously reserve gentle care for Alara. He would remind her to rest on late overtime nights, pay attention to her diet when she was busy with work, and take the initiative to help her coordinate trivial work difficulties that she could not handle alone. He no longer deliberately kept a distant and cold attitude. He would listen patiently to her opinions on work and life, respect her persistence and principles, and even put aside his usual seriousness to chat with her about trivial daily matters. The heavy restraint brought by his identity and background gradually faded in front of Alara's gentleness and sincerity. The aloof and solemn man who had always lived in rules and responsibilities finally had a warm and soft place in his heart. Alara also clearly felt the unique tenderness hidden under his dignified appearance. She knew that Kane's indifference was never coldness, but the self-discipline and caution formed by long-term responsibility and environmental constraints. His tenderness was not impulsive and frivolous, but steady, restrained, and long-lasting, hidden in every practical protection and sincere company. After the project was fully completed and successfully promoted, the two walked side by side on the quiet roadside after the final summary meeting. The evening breeze was gentle, sweeping away the tiredness of days of busyness. Kane finally broke his long-standing restraint and spoke out his hidden feelings frankly. His voice was low and steady, solemn and sincere, without any frivolity.